Welcome to video 3, EFT tapping and a brief demonstration. I'm Dr. Alisa Cooper. Well, the first thing we're going to do in our session is that you're going to develop a specific description of your issue, preferably a specific event, the time when, and then you're going to check the intensity of emotion that you feel for that event right now. That intensity is called your SUDS level, or subjective units of distress, and it is measured on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 being the least of amount or no emotion around this event, and 10 being the most, where you're just totally crying and really feeling intense emotion. So somewhere along that scale will be your intensity. And once that SUDS level is determined, we will create a setup phrase. And that is a specific event. That setup phrase links your specific event to a positive statement. So it's something like, even though I have this fear of snakes, I deeply and completely accept myself. Something to that effect. And how you do that setup phrase is you take your fingers of your dominant hand and you tap on the fleshy point of the opposite hand. And we say the setup 3 times. I'll say it and you'll repeat it. And once we get done with that, we're going to go on to the tapping. And while we tap, we use what's called a reminder phrase. And that's just a short phrase that keeps you tuned in to your specific event or issue. In this case, fear of snakes, whatever the case may be. So let me demonstrate to you the basic points, and they are using the fingers, 4 fingers on the top of the head towards the back, and then moving to the forehead or third eye point, tapping the inner eyebrow, tapping the outer sides of the eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, the chin point, using your fist gently on between the collarbones, collarbone point, going under the arm, tapping on the ribs. Great, and that's really the basic, and then we can use some additional points, which would be the finger points. So you would use your fingers, your dominant hand, again tapping on, this case, the thumbnail, where on the side that is closest to the midline of your body, and then moving to the index finger, again, side closest to the midline of your body, middle finger, skipping the 4th finger, going to the pinky, same thing, on the side closest to the midline of your body. Very good. And then the gamut point, which is in this indentation between your 4th and 5th metacarpals on the back side of your hand. Very good. And then we will go into some other points sometimes, and those additional points may seem really silly, but bear with me. They are definitely worth doing on occasion when necessary. So what you're going to do is, while you're tapping on that gamut point, you're going to, sitting with your eyes and head straight ahead, you're going to close your eyes, open them, then look hard down to the right towards the floor. Look hard down to the left towards the floor, then roll your eyes clockwise as if you're looking at all the numbers of the clock, and then roll your eyes in the opposite direction as if looking again at all the numbers of the clock. And then you're going to hum a tune or melody. Could be any song, Happy Birthday Yankee Doodle, and then you're going to count to 5 very quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to go back and you're going to hum that same melody again, and that's it. At that point, we'll probably go back to the top and do the basic recipe again, where we're tapping on the top of the head, the forehead, the eyebrow, which can be done with one hand, the other, or both. Outside of the eyebrow there, under the eye, under the nose, the chin point, the collarbone point, and the underarm point on the ribs there. Great. At that point, I'll have you take a deep breath. Exhale. And then tune into your body to determine what your suds level is right now. Has it changed? Has it gone down? If it has, how much has it moved? If it was a 6 before and now it's a 3, we're making progress, but it needs to come down further. So there may be a need for more tapping at that point, or tweaking the setup phrase, or maybe getting more specific about the aspect, or maybe there's another aspect to the issue that needs to be addressed. Okay, great. So now what I'd like to do is just apply this to something so that I can show you again how it works, and try something like, I don't know, public speaking, fear of speaking. That's something a lot of people have. And in this case, if you came to me and you said, oh, I have this fear of public speaking, I might ask you, well, can you tell me about a time when speaking publicly was problematic for you? And you say, yeah, that time in 5th grade when I had to get up and give a presentation and I got nervous and I lost my place and the kids laughed at me. Well, as you just told that little story, I'd say, what is your intensity level? At that point, you say, wow, I feel that at like a 7. We say, okay, great. And we determine our reminder phrase for this is, we would determine our setup phrases. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. We would do some setup phrases, so why don't we try that? So you would just repeat after me. Do as I do, say as I say. Even though I got up to speak in the 5th grade and lost my place and they laughed at me, I deeply and completely accept myself. And you would say that. Even though I lost my place and the kids laughed at me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I got laughed at when I got up to speak, I deeply and completely accept myself. Great, then we would proceed to the tapping, and we would repeat our reminder phrase. I got laughed at. Got laughed at. I got laughed at. Got laughed at. They laughed at me. 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 And then just tap on the top of the head. Take a deep breath. Maybe we would do a couple of rounds of that. I'd ask you to tune in and tell me your intensity level. And let's say it had moved from a 7 to a 4, and that'd be good. But we need to get it further. I might say, well, maybe we're looking at the aspect, and we've tapped on the aspect of being laughed at, but maybe there's other aspects that are troublesome. For example, I wasn't prepared, and we might tap on that. Or the teacher said I could have done better. Teacher said I could have done better. I could have done better. I could have done better. And we would tap on all the aspects of that specific issue until we got it tapped down to a 0. And that's basically how it works. Now, if your suds level didn't budge or it went up for some reason, it's clearly indicating that you're tuning into something else, some other issue, maybe a related issue where another time where speaking publicly was troublesome, and some other event, and we would go there. And that is how it works. So I hope I gave you a good understanding so that when we do this on Skype or on the phone, that you know the points. Of course, I'll be happy to go over them again with you, and then we can specifically work on your issue. And I really hope that you're as excited as I am to explore EFT with me. So thank you so much.